Okay, we're going to give you an update on the Terra Jet Repower. I think in some previous videos I had showed the 18 horsepower Briggs twin opposite engine running. Well, she's in. As you can see, I had to buy a new voltage regulator, and I did put an electric fuel pump on it. As you can see, this is how I did the exhaust. I was able to just use plumbing pieces and pipes, and then I fit it back into the original muffler system. I guess the biggest thing in the repower is squeezing the motor in. The original motor was a Kohler 400 snowmobile engine, and it had like a slanted plate in there. So what I had to do was like take my cut saw and cut the back of the mounting plate off, and then I fastened a piece of 1/2 inch steel onto that. And then I was able to set the motor on initially to get the measurements. You have 10.5 inches between the clutch and the secondary pulley here. As you can see, it's pretty close to the motor, but it clears. I guess the biggest deal with this repower is the main drive clutch. Originally I had put this John Deere snowmobile clutch on it. I just absolutely could not get it to go. So after much looking on the internet, I figured out that the clutch would not work. Snowmobile engines evidently have a lot more RPM than a Briggs & Stratton motor. So I had to get this clutch, and it come from Richard's Relics, and they said it was the second to last one they had. It's a Comet clutch, and it engages at 1700 RPM. I think these motors are like 3200 RPM topped out. But once I put the clutch on today, it works perfect. It has good get up and go, and I'm totally satisfied with it. The motor, these evidently are pretty tough motors. They came off a Craftsman lawnmower, which had the pulley. I think this is vertical pulley on that, what they'd call it. The throttle connections on this was a little tricky. I had to use a snowmobile cable and then hook it up to the throttle here and then put a spring back. I had to redo the linkage here. So I was able to use the foot feet of the original Terra Jet. The choke is up here on the console like it originally was. We're going to start it up here for you so you can hear it run. I might have to get in here. We'll get in part way. It starts right up. Tail lights on. Shut her off here. I think I'm going to be really happy with this. The snowmobile engine was just giving me fits to no end. I was always replacing spark plugs, and it was horrifically noisy. If you drove the Terra Jet around any amount of time, you actually had ringing ears. I think one of the big things is the electric fuel pump. I wired it into the lighting circuit, and it seems to work really nice. As soon as I turn the switch on, the pump kicks on and she starts pumping fuel. So I originally tried the vacuum pump on it, but it just seemed like it was starved for gas. But once I put the electric on, of course, the original had a Walbro carb, which was, it had 2 lines going to the tank. You had return line and then your gas line. So with this, I was able to eliminate that one line. This is a 1973 model, And of course it has a plastic gas tank here. And initially when I put the Terra Jet together, I didn't realize it, but the gas tank leaked. So I was able to get this gas tank epoxy. It's not that pours or whatever that is. This was actually epoxy. You clean the tank out and then you pour it in, and then it bonds and actually makes a tank inside the tank. So after I did that, it seems to be really good. I just put in some fuel a little while ago. One great thing with this Briggs engine, I don't have to mix oil with it anymore, and that's a big savings. But anybody that is thinking of repowering their Terra Jet, just send me a message here on YouTube or whatever, and I'll try to help them out. But one of the critical things is the clutch. That's going to cost you $250. The engine I actually almost got free. I traded a guy some work for the engine. He had it sitting there, so I basically got it free. But this is a nice size engine for it. Some go up to 20 horsepower, but this is an 18 horse, which seems like it has plenty of power. I haven't really took it out and did any hill climbing or anything, but I think it'll do fine in low. I was able to. I'll show you the deck lid on it. As you can see, I cut a slot in it. I'll just set it on here a little bit so you can see what it sort of looks like. Well, I just kind of set it on there, but you can see that the air cleaner sits up through the top, so I call this my shaker hood scoop. Actually, it looks pretty neat. I have a back rack. As you can see, it's sitting right over there. That goes on the back here. So it finishes it off nice. The engine should have a lot of nice air. So I'm really happy with it. I just got it going today. This has been about a 2 or 3 week project. If I had another one to do, I could do it in half the time. It's just like anything. Once you do it, you know what to do. But so I'm going to finish putting it together, and we'll see you again.